Wow, this looks pretty nasty, doesn't it, ninjas? Let me show you how to find the derivative of this so you can understand it before your next exam. Now, we're going to use a chain rule here, but the first thing I did was I rewrote all the square roots to be powers of 1/2. It's just a lot easier to work with, and I recommend it so you don't make mistakes. Now, what we're going to do is use the chain rule by first taking the 1/2 that you see here as the power of all of this on the inside. You're going to bring the 1/2 out in front to the left here as I'm showing you here, keeping all of this on the inside the way it is. And then you do what you normally do for like a polynomial, right? Where you subtract 1 from what the power used to be. And so 1/2 minus 1 will give you -1/2 here. But we're not done, so make sure you don't make that mistake, because with the chain rule now, we must then take the derivative of the inside stuff that we're dealing with. Now, the inside part here, be careful that you don't miss this. You now have 1 plus something raised to the 1/2. Now on the left here, the 1 plus was under the radical. But on the right here, it's just a constant that's going to go away when you take the derivative of all of this. And so now what you got to remember is it's really just a derivative of 1 plus x to the 1/2 raised to the 1/2, because the 1 constant will go away. So 1 plus x to the 1/2 raised to the 1/2. Similar, you take the derivative by bringing the 1/2 in front here. You keep the inside the way it is. You subtract 1 from the power you used to have, giving you -1/2. And then again, we need to apply the chain rule for this inside part. And that's pretty simple, right? Because that 1 is going to go away. And it's really just going to go ahead and give you a derivative of 1 plus x to the 1/2. And that 1 is going to go away too, right? Leaving you with just a polynomial derivative, where the derivative of x to the 1/2 is just going to be 1/2 x to the -1/2. And so now this is just simple algebra to simplify everything, because it looks pretty horrendous, right? All three terms have a 1/2, and so when you take the product of all the 1/2s, you're going to have 1/8. And so I just put the 8 here on the denominator, and I'm just rewriting everything using the square root notation that you have from the beginning of the problem. So I hope this is easy. I know this looks really messy, but luckily I've got a much easier derivative that you can practice for your next test if you check on this video right here.